Hey guys, today we're going to talk about my 3 biggest wins and my 3 biggest losses. But before that, like and subscribe, click the little bell for notifications, and we appreciate all the support. So here we go. This was a hard one to come up with because, I've had so many amazing victories, but not really. The 3rd biggest win of my career, in my opinion, was the 2018 WAL Championship. And the reason that one was so important was because even though I was the reigning super heavyweight champion, I was a 5.5 to 1 underdog. I think it was 84% Devon, 16% me. So people still had him as the champion, even though they did away with his weight class, and technically he wasn't the champion of that weight class. So going into that match, I was looking for validation. Validation that I was the WAL champion. So that one is a huge win. Comes in at number 3. Number 2, 2017 WAL Championship. Now this one was huge. I hadn't pulled a double elimination tournament of that scale in quite some time. And most of the elite guys were saying I couldn't win. I couldn't go through that deep of a class having long matches and still coming out on top. Even Devon Larratt gave an interview on his channel stating that I couldn't win. He loved me, thought I was great, but in this particular event, being seeded, having that deep of a talent of a class, his money wasn't on me.
I know his heart's there and I know his mind's there. I'm not sure physically if you can perform in this league with the depth in this tournament.
So because I had only competed in one WAL event, I wasn't seeded. Travis was the number 1 seed from the year before. Dave Chafee was number 2 and Nick Zena was number 3. So en route to the 2017 championship, first I had to defeat Nick Zena, then Travis, then I took a loss to Dave, came back, beat Travis again, and then beat Dave in the finals. So that comes in number 2 of my all-time biggest wins. Now some of y'all might not know, but the number 1 biggest win in my career, in my opinion, was January 2012 against Andre Pushkar. He was the reigning WAF super heavyweight champion, and I was the reigning Arm Wars heavyweight champion. Neil Pickup actually said he didn't want me to take the match. And of course, I was his champion, so if I go in and lose to another league's champion, somewhat discredits Arm Wars, right? Like they didn't have a legit champ. To the point that even when Ingen Terzi, one of our arm wrestling experts, was doing a poll of what the percentage was of how the match would turn out. 6-0 Andre Pushkar, 5-1 Andre Pushkar, 4-2 Andre Pushkar, 3-3 tie. I think that if my memory is correct, I only had a 20% chance of tying, according to Ingen. Even speaking to Neil prior to that match, he said, dude, there's $1,000 bet against you that he's gonna sweep you 6-0. I was like, dude, you take that bet, but you tell him I'm gonna win 6-0. That very first match, slip, strap, ready, go, boom, strap breaks. I lose my mind because I know as bad as the Ukrainian pain train is, on that day, he's not gonna beat me. So that comes in as number 1 on my arm wrestling victories, all time in my career. Now let's talk about the losses, the defeats. Man, those are hard. Something's actually funny about defeats. We often run into the guys that say they've never been beat, or they got a friend that's never been beat. I've been doing this 29 years. I've practiced 500 to 1,000 matches a night for a decade, 2 to 3 nights a week probably. Hell, I bet I've arm wrestled 1 million matches. I bet I've lost 100,000. On my 3 all-time biggest losses, the one that comes in 3rd, 2006 NAL Las Vegas at the Olympia. I talked so much shit going into that match. Had I probably not talked so much shit, I probably would have won. But Ron Bath went back and watched all those damn interviews. I was like, I'm going to beat him in a hook. I'm going to top roll him. I'm going to press him. I'm going to beat him everywhere he wants to go. Damn it. I probably shouldn't have been so confident. I was coming in really strong though. I had a 500-pound bench. I think I was squatting close to 600 pounds, had a 600-pound deadlift. Powerful. I was training 3 days a week. It's a 3-day week split. Heavy on Monday, heavy on Wednesday, heavy on Fridays. And it literally was heavy chest, heavy squats, heavy legs. And then, I did arm wrestling on the side. Super strong. But I go into that match, very first match. Ron beats me. I'm like, shit. Match 2, Ron beats me. Damn it. Round 3, I get into a war. Bent wrist, horrible positions, crazy. I come in and press Ron. Hell yeah, 2-1. I got a shot. In match 4, I don't remember, I think he gets a foul, I get a foul. It's crazy, dude. It's a crazy, crazy match. And then he comes in and actually pins me to win 3-1. I always say that you learn from your losses. From Ron Bath, I learned maybe I should be a little bit more humble leading into a match, regardless if I think I'm going to win or not. And that's where I got the nickname Monster. Neil Pickup said, "Monster, Michael Todd's a monster." And the next day, announced me as Monster Michael Todd. But yeah, all-time top 3 losses in my arm wrestling career. NAL 2006 against Ron Bath. Number 2, all-time biggest losses in my career. 2017. Vendetta against Andre Pushkar. I was strong. I think I was like 311 pounds. The biggest I've ever showed up to any competition. I made some mistakes. I thought bigger was better. I thought I could just eat like crap and train my ass off and I was gonna be this big, strong dude. But Andre came in fucking like 290 and the most fit I'd ever seen him. So he came in the most fit I'd ever seen him, and I came in the most unfit I'd ever been. But I was strong. First match, slip, strap. I didn't hear the go. I didn't know if he false started or what, but bam, he smacked me. And Andre's never smacked me. Even when the year before and I had a torn pec, he didn't smack me. But that dude smacked me. Round 2, slip, strap, and I catch him. I'm in the match. And then they call a parallel pin. But so he was up 2-0. Round 3, slip, strap, catch him. I'm in this thing. This is gonna be mine. Andre Pushkar purposely elbow fouls. I'm like, oh damn. This dude done got smart. Purposely fouled, so now I gotta stop his hit again. I stop his hit again. He ends up fouling out. Round 4. Hit, slip, go to the strap, hit, stop him. Purposely elbow fouls. Gotta catch his hit again. He fouls out again. We're 2-2. But the problem is I'm still not confident because I have not got that transition press to pin him. I never got to pin him and get my victory celebration, right? So him fouling out, although it was a win, it wasn't what I needed to gain the confidence that I needed. Round 5, slip, strap. I don't remember if he elbow fouls or not, but at some point in this match, I'm holding in like an offensive King's move spot. I don't know if I could have transitioned to pin, but I felt like if I waited longer, he'd fade, he'd wear out. And out of nowhere, this dude comes in with the bent wrist press. Current day Pushkar, I'd never seen him do a bent wrist press. And that dude just committed, came forward and pinned me. His arm wrestling IQ grew by tenfold in that match. Purposely elbow fouling to stop the match. Realizing a transitional press. Round 6, hold him, I think maybe I come into press, come back out, and then he comes back in and presses and finishes the match, wins 4-2. That one was a big one because I didn't know how many more chances I was going to get at becoming overall #1 in the world. That match was for the global overall #1 in the world ranking. And I came up a little short. Lost 4-2. A 4-2 loss is hard because it means you were close, right? With Andre Pushkar, I learned that bigger is not always better. I need to treat myself like an athlete. Actually, after the match, Andre invited me and Rebecca back to his room, and we had cognac and whiskey. And we're sitting there pulling on each other. And at some point he goes, yes, why'd you get so fat? I'm like, well, thanks, dude. I appreciate you calling me fat. But he was right. Like he when we first arm wrestled, I was a 258-pound abs poking through my shirt dude, you know, and here I am, 311 pounds, can't see an ab, right? So yeah, Andre Pushkar taught me I needed to treat myself like an athlete. The #1 biggest loss of my arm wrestling career, 2011 Trafford Center, Devon Larratt. Devon had been globally ranked #1 arm wrestler in the world since 2008, since he beat John Brzenk in London. I had defeated Tim Bresnan at a UAL event in Lake Tahoe. Neil Pickup was there. He said, if you beat Tim, I'll give you Devon. I was the heavyweight champ. Devon was the super heavyweight champ. Neil did not want that match either. He didn't want his champion going against champion. But I wanted the match because the only way to be #1 in the world was to beat #1 in the world, and Devon was #1 in the world. A lot of people thought I didn't have a shot in that match. Beginning of the match, slip strap, ready, go. I crack his hand back. He's countering, he's moving. He starts to post, I outpost. He cuts into a hook, and I just drive my shoulder behind him, and I drive him to the pad. And I lose my mind. I go crazy.
Top roll drive, and the super heavyweight champion is working Todd with the press.
I'm screaming at Neil Pickup, I told you so.
I told you! I told you!
I actually did a hell of a celebration that if you go watch one of Devon's top 10 celebrations, it's a #1. It's pretty funny. Round 2, Devon gets smart. He climbs. He climbs out of the strap. Strap comes apart. They put 2 straps on us. Climbs out of both those. So it's multiple restarts. He ends up pinning me. Round 3, I think he's trying to tire me out some. I go for a bent wrist. He comes back. I come back in. He comes back out. And I get set on it. I get my shoulder fully behind it. And I shove him off the pad as I'm pinning him. So now I'm up 2-1.
So close! Oh, look at the drive!
If this is best out of 3, I just won it, right? Round 4. Pretty much the same as round 2. And it's an ugly looking picture for me and a big celebration for Devon. Round 6, I try to shoot in for the press early. And when I come back out of it, he pins me. So once again, it's a 4-2 loss, going for the overall #1 in the world. That match almost made me quit. I'd trained so hard. To the point, this is summer, 2011. Had about an acre yard. I used to push mow it. I hired someone to mow my yard because I was bulking and I didn't want to get outside and sweat. I came in the biggest I'd ever been. I've been 290 about a week before the match. I think I showed up at 285. Biggest, strongest I'd ever been in my career. I sacrificed so much for that match. And to come up 4-2 and knowing that I won rounds 1 and 3, very rarely in my career have I ever won 2 of 3 matches and end up losing. The loss to Devon Larratt, the one thing I learned about arm wrestling technique in that match was you can't float your hand and pull a defensive King's move when the other guy's being defensive. You have to clamp your hand and have an aggressive King's move, an offensive King's move. But also learn that just because you train your ass off and you sacrifice doesn't mean you're always going to win. It's always going to be somebody that wins and somebody that loses. I just hope I'm the winner most of the time. That's it. That's the one. That's the one that hurt the most. I'm sure there's some other losses in there that stung a little bit, I'm hoping not to feel that this season, or when I get a shot at whoever wins the top 8. Hope I'm still riding the thrill of victory versus the agony of defeat. But that's it, guys. My top 3 biggest wins, top 3 worst losses.